Closed captioning for The Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on The Casey Malone Show.
Today I bake pumpkin cheesecake thumbprint cookies with Beth Keating. And we tour Oak Hill Cemetery with Bill Lawson. But first, Cancer Wellness at Yellow Brick Place. We are at Yellow Brick Place, and the president of the board is Carol Apnis, and you are open for business by appointment only, keeping things safe. And, you know, my friend Beth works here, and I've just heard so much about the good that is done here. I'm really happy that we are able to visit and share what happens here.
Well, thank you. We are very happy to have you. I'm excited that you're here with us.
You service those undergoing cancer treatment.
Correct.
In the Tri-County areas, so Columbiana,
Mahoning and Trumbull counties.
How, you're having a big anniversary coming up.
This is our 5 years. We've been open 5 years in September. And we had hoped to have a big celebration, but you know, it's not the year for it. Yes. So we are celebrating the way we can, but we have been open for 5 years.
I mean, I didn't realize until I got the tour of all the services that you provide. And a lot of people think it's just for women and breast cancer, but it is really for men, women, children, everyone who is going through cancer treatment.
Correct. We serve everybody.
The history. This was founded by Donna and Ann.
Donna Detweiler and Anna A. They were our co-founders. They both had cancer, went to Cleveland for a stem cell replacement. While they were there, they utilized a cancer wellness center in Cleveland called the Gathering Place. Came back to the Valley with the dream of bringing that back here. We have wonderful medical treatments in the area, but there's a whole nother part to cancer where it affects every part of your life. So the medical treatment was being taken care of wonderfully, and we're here to take care of everything else. When you lose your hair, it's a big part of you. You know, we try to prepare for that, but I remember the morning I woke up and I had a handful of hair come out, and I'm there. Oh yeah, it's beginning, and there's no stopping it. And so to have a wig that you can put on, it just kind of helps your self-esteem and helps you feel a little more like your regular self instead of just your cancer self.
The group therapy is available too, isn't it? Where people, you have, you know, groups where people kind of going through the same issues can relate to each other.
We have 3 support groups right now. We have prostate, we have caregivers support group, because caregivers go through so much when they're helping somebody go through cancer. And we also have a multiple myeloma support group. Those are our 3. We try not to duplicate services, so there are support groups in the Valley for lots of different cancers. We found a need for these 3. We provide those here. We also have licensed counselors that if you need a little guidance going through it.
How do you raise funds in these times?
We have survived. Our 2 main fundraisers are our fashion show, and then we do a golf outing. And we were able to have both of those this year.
Exercise programs. You have the chair yoga?
We have the chair yoga, which is the yoga that is geared for people who cannot do a normal exercise program. We have a resource library with books for non-medical things. So if you need to talk to your children about going through cancer, we have some books for that.
Well, my friend Beth Keating is the wig specialist here at Yellow Brick Place. This really must be a lot of fun.
It really
you pick
is.
out the wig, man, child, woman.
Not only fun, but very rewarding. It really, truly is.
When you see them, do they usually have their hair, or are they already blonde?
No, most women come in with maybe a lightening of the hair. They're starting to see it come out maybe in a small fashion in the shower or something like that. But the actual style is pretty much still there.
And do they usually want to match their current hair, or do some of them just want to go nuts and just, go with that blonde that they always want to be?
No, most of them stay with their style. They do.
These are free of charge.
Yes, they are.
This is part of our
mission. Grant. And yes, part of the mission. We received the grant, and we were able to restock and just make a wig bank that really, we found something for everyone, we hope at least.
And do you have the children's size if
we don't have come in? We don't have that in stock, but I'm sure some of them are a petite wig.
The way you appear to everyone, really it's part of your self-confidence. And this is a great service here.
Really, it has been very, like I say, very rewarding as far as to be able to make someone feel good during their time. That's part of our mission.
As a cancer survivor, you really fit this role because you've been there, done that, and you know how down you can get.
Yes. That's one thing about Yellow Brick Place that helps people is when they come in here, most of us have been on the cancer journey. Most of us know that feeling, what it's like to be told you have cancer. We know what that feels like. We know what the fears are. We know what the hopes are. And we know it's good to be with somebody who has gone through it, somebody who is on the other side of it. Hope is a very large part of Yellow Brick Place.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Bernard. I've been giving the people of our valley free advice for over 30 years, and my message has never changed. If you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, don't try to handle it yourself. Call a lawyer. A lawyer will be your representative, dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the red tape that you may face. Hiring a lawyer doesn't mean you'll end up in court, and remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases.
That's good advice. Need a lawyer? Learn more at elizabethbernardlaw.com.
These are challenging times. We depend on strong leadership and proven results. Re-elect Sheriff Jerry Green, Engineer Pat Giannetti, and County Recorder Nora Lynn Palermo. Vote for your Mahoney County Democratic candidates. Experience you can trust.
R&S Paint is a locally owned paint store and not a paint department. Inspiration comes easy when choosing exciting Benjamin Moore colors and finish. Over 3,400 vibrant and durable colors are yours at R&S Paint.
Family-owned Mayflower Woolham Insurance Group is your full-service independent agency. Our family works with a variety of insurance companies, so you have the best choices for your insurance needs. Let us find the right product at the right price. Personal lines, business, farm, commercial insurance, life insurance. Trust locally owned Mayflower Woolham. You focus on what's important.
We'll take care of the details.
Mayflower Woolham, close by with 3 locations to serve you.
Rulli Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old World Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Join the Island Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available. Given is living.
Si hablas predominantemente español, te ayudaremos a aprender inglés. Ven a trabajar para nosotros.
These are challenging times. We need strong leadership. Vote for proven results. Re-elect Sheriff Jerry Green and Commissioners Anthony Trafficani and David Zitzler. Vote for your Mahoney County Democratic candidates. Experience you can trust. Well, you remember the wig specialist, my girlfriend, Beth Keating from Yellow Brick Place? Something I didn't mention when we were there was what an incredible baker and cook she is. You
You're too
really
kind.
are good. No, really. I mean, it's professional. It is stunningly beautiful, everything you make, and it is delicious.
Thank you so much.
And you are not a professionally trained baker?
No, I am not. Just, I enjoy it.
Beth had made these, you know, with the fall upon us, and it is the pumpkin cheesecake thumbprints.
Yes.
For this recipe, you'll need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, plus more for sprinkling, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 cup of unsalted butter softened, 2/3 cup of packed brown sugar, 1/3 cup of granulated sugar, 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla, and 1 cup of pumpkin puree. So we'll begin with the dry ingredients. We'll mix these all together.
We'll just mix
correct?
that, yes, in here.
So we'll add the pumpkin pie spice. I added a little extra nutmeg.
Well, that's enough.
Because I'm a fan. And then the baking soda and the baking powder and the salt. Okay.
There we go, and we're going to set this aside.
We've got the cup of butter in the bowl, and we're going to add the granulated sugar and the brown sugar, and we are going to beat these until they're fluffy. Okay, well this looks great, nice and creamy. So now the egg.
Oh, the puree. Tell them about the puree.
Yes,
too.
now we got to make sure that, you know, when you go to the stores, especially this year, there is like a run on pumpkin. And you want the puree that is unseasoned. Just plain pumpkin.
Yeah, not the pie mix.
Not the pie mix, because you're adding all these flavors. You're adding the pie mix and the vanilla and the flavoring and the spices. So you don't really need to do that. Yeah, we don't want a big flour burst, right? So all the dry ingredients, we'll start at low, huh?
Yes.
All right, so this comes together really quickly. All right, I think
All right,
that looks
perfect,
good, don't
yep.
you? See how beautiful that is? Looky there. All right, so we'll get the baking sheets. I lined them with parchment, and we are gonna start scooping these down. And don't forget, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So at 350, we did 8 minutes. So we removed them, and now we gotta put the little indent in to make our little vessel.
The little well here for your things. And so you just press down in there.
Uh-huh. Oh,
and they
yeah.
just come right along. I found that using the back of one of the measuring spoons, and then it just depends on how much cream cheese you would like to put in there.
I say the more,
the merrier.
The merrier. And then we'll put these back in for 7 more minutes. And then, while they're baking, we are going to make the cream cheese frosting. 2 cups of powdered sugar, oh, yes. And then 4 tablespoons of soft butter and 4 ounces of softened cream cheese.
And then I'll put the... And I think that's good.
Oh my gosh, look at them. They're beautiful, and there's a little bit of a golden crust to them. So we've got to get these suckers cooled.
Yeah.
So we can, look at this. So I found this recipe, I think you're gonna love it. Hot rum coffee. This is enough for 4 cups. So Bill, you're getting a cup. This is 2 cups of hot coffee, the sugar, the cardamom, and fresh grated nutmeg. I'm gonna put it right in there. And then 1/2 cup, and I kind of put it on the oven a little, scalded it a little, the 1/2 and 1/2, and then we'll stir that up, okay? Ooh, Jelaine, this is yours. In each cup, they get 3 tablespoons of a dark or an amber rum. All right, so then we're gonna put it right there, because look, oh, I'm spilling it. This picture is not the most perfect picture. So there we go. All right, look at that, perfect for 4 cups. And then as a little embellishment, we're just gonna grate a little fresh chocolate on them. Look at that. She's a professional.
They look beautiful.
They are absolutely beautiful. Let's see.
They're as good as they look.
Thank
Honestly.
you. They are
Look how easy that was.
very good.
Isn't that
Very
delicious?
Delicious.
See, Bill, you're gonna enjoy this. Go to my website, caseymalone.show.com. The recipe will be here for the frosting and the pumpkin cookies, the thumbprints, pumpkin cheesecake cookies, thumbprints, and for the rum. They're all gonna be there. And Beth,
to us, none
will
better.
you come
You're
back?
better.
I'd
So
love
happy
to.
to have
I'd
you.
Will you
love
come
to.
back and make another thing with me? Because
Surely.
she really, really is a great cook.
I'd love to.
Cheers. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
To own a business where your name's on the window can be pretty cool. That's my family. My name is Danny Catullo, and I'm the owner of Catullo Prime Meats. My grandfather started the business in 1962. I was able to take our old style butcher shop and bring it out to the new age using e-commerce to get our products to more customers. When we started shipping, there was not a ton of information out there. That's where we really worked with FedEx so they could be able to help us with our perishable shipping. We were taking on new purchases that we never had to make before. Boxes, coolers, ice packs, anything that was involved around shipping. So we can no longer do this with the cash that we had on hand. So because of the Plum Card from American Express and all of its benefits, it was a natural fit to help grow our business. And when someone calls and lets you know that you made their dinner, that's satisfaction that you can't get anywhere else.
These are challenging times. Strong leadership is needed. Re-elect Prosecutor Paul Gaines, Sheriff Jerry Green, and Coroner David Kennedy. Elect Joe Schiavone for County Court Judge. Your Mahoney County Democratic candidates. Experience you can trust. My basement was dreadful. Cracked concrete, chipped tiles, it was my dumping ground. Carpet, vinyl, wood don't last. Now I have Pebblestone, the best basement floor covering, made with natural stone and the strongest man-made binder. Pebblestone evened out my floor. Easy to clean, resists moisture, and withstands flooding. You will love your basement. Call locally owned Pebblestone, the best flooring system. It's not just any stone, it's Pebblestone.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Here at Creekside Fitness and Health Center, we are focused on you, from cardio and strength equipment to classes and personal training.
Your all-inclusive membership gives you access to a full-size basketball court, pool, hot tub, sauna, and steam room. And over 60 classes per week are all included free with your membership.
Membership and personal training specials are happening now, so come experience life on the fit side at Creekside, your neighborhood gym.
Selling engagement rings never gets old. It's love.
It's a huge undertaking because they're going to wear that ring probably forever, but if they're not going to wear it forever, they're going to pass it down to somebody.
Our rings will hold a lifetime, and we want to make sure it does. We stand by every single thing that we sell. I believe I can find the perfect ring. I really try to get them exactly what she would want.
And to just be a little part of that is really, it warms your heart inside.
Get real, get Kamara.
In these challenging times, vote experience you can trust. Congressman Tim Ryan supports State Rep Michelle Lepore-Hagan and Chris Stanley for 59th District State Rep. Your Mahoney County Democratic candidates. Proven results for our valley. He is back. That's right, Rude, the dude from the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery is open for business. Oh, so glad.
Yes, Casey. First, I want to thank everybody, all of our guests that have supported us over the last few weeks. It's been amazing just to see the response. But yeah, we're back in effect. Patio's open, inside dining's open. We're back to full menu. We'll be supporting all of our farms again, all of our local breweries, back to our happy hours, our weekend specials. So, you know, we're following all the guidelines. The staff's excited, and it's just we're ready just to get back and keep going.
Farm to table, great service, of course, a huge selection of beer and wine, and oh, I am just so glad I missed you, Rudy.
Yes, we are looking forward to it. So thank you again to the community, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody.
Come on out, Magic Tree Pub and Eatery. Well, this segment I have been wanting to do for quite a while. Bill Lawson, the Executive Director of the Mahoning Valley Historical Society, in October, you host Oak Hill Cemetery tours.
That is correct.
And we have a lot of historical figures here, but this year you're really going to concentrate on the architecture of the different grave sites.
The architecture of the whole cemetery, what the symbolism is of the various monuments, and the style of the mausoleums that we have here in the cemetery. So yes, we're going to look at it from a design standpoint and maybe talk a little history while we're at it too. Here you have a very interesting topography. It goes uphill to the south from downtown. You have almost a ravine here in the middle of it, and then another rise up on the north end of the cemetery.
Harry Burt, very famous man.
Yes.
You're in his digs now.
We have a very direct connection to Harry Burt. The Tyler Mahoning Valley History Center is in the building that he bought and developed into his primary retail store and candy and ice cream factory. And then his mother, Harry was born up in Trumbull County, near where Cortland is now in Bezetta Township, and his mother lived there. We don't know much about his father. We think that was a tragic situation in terms of not being there.
I think the mausoleums are like my favorite thing in here.
Yes.
Because like the whole family could go in, 5 or 6 crypts, right?
That's right, yeah.
And this is beautiful, this one, the Pollock.
Yes, what's unique about this one, there's many here, many different styles, but as far as funerary architecture is concerned, what better period to go back to than the ancient Egyptians? Yes. And that's what we have here for the William B. Pollock family mausoleum. Just a great example of shall we say, neo-Egyptian architecture, where you have the whole mausoleum is tapered upward. You have these wonderful tapered columns in the front with the reeds and flowers decorating it, and then the Egyptian god symbol across the header there. Well, this area on top of the hill around the flagpole is all burials of Civil War veterans. And so the Todd Post actually set aside and purchased all these plots for their members to be buried in. And so you can see most of them have military U.S. government issue markers on them. And what's also interesting is some of them go back to their death date, the 19th or early 20th century, and some people were buried here actually who didn't get markers, who were mostly African Americans. And so Stefan Jones, many years ago, started researching who these people were and applied to the Department of Defense and actually got government monuments for those soldiers that are buried here as well.
I like this part of the cemetery. It seems to be more even and level, and
yes,
look at all these markers.
Right, and you got another vista looking down into the hollow and up on the other side. This is a very interesting place. It's called the Circle, and you have this natural knob sitting on top of this hill here. And at one time there was a drive that went all the way around it. You can still see how it was cut out for the drive, and actually this place has some curbing for it as well. Looking out from beyond the knob, there's right against the wall there, all those burials which are in a row. That's called the Youngstown Township section. Now, there was a Youngstown Township from 1800 till about 1913, when the city of Youngstown incorporated all the land in the township. But prior to that, the township and the trustees were responsible for providing a burial place for residents, actually burying indigent people, taking care of that. And so that cemetery used to be located downtown. Now, as downtown grew into a city, they wanted to use that land for other development, so they began in the 1860s moving burials to here. And also all the burials for the township were done here from that point on. The only problem they had, and this is a little macabre.
Always a problem.
Always a problem. But when they started digging the foundations for these buildings on the old cemetery site, they soon realized they didn't get all the bodies out. And so they came across graves and they had to stop construction, bring the cemetery crew over and very carefully remove the bones and other things and bring them out here and rebury them.
So this is the highest point here in the cemetery.
Yes.
And this is where Governor Todd and his family are buried.
That's correct. This monument was erected after Governor David Todd passed away in 1868. And it's right on the northern edge of the cemetery. And because it's a knob, you would have had a great view of downtown.
This is one of your favorite monuments.
This is my all-time favorite. There's no comparison to it.
It's going to be my favorite too.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, it's a pink granite monument in 3 pieces. It's rough cut in the bottom, but when you get to the main part, it becomes much more finished cut. And then the cross form, the cruciform in it, is polished. So on the back here, you have the maker's mark, and it says copyright 1911, Tiffany Studios, New York.
I mean, really? Is that the way to go? Tiffany's? So this is where Olive Arms is buried?
She and her husband Wilford are buried here. Her parents, Charles and Hannah Arms, are buried here. And her sister and husband, that would be Catherine Arms and Alfred Rice, and then another sister, Carolyn, who never married, are all in this mausoleum.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.